today we are going to be talking about the ending and the entire plot of The Power of the Doctor. Like, I've just finished watching it, just recorded my initial reaction, like I did with all the episodes of Doctor Who Flux. I've got a lot of videos to record today, and, well, yeah, let's get into, like, the importance of the story, because there's so much going on in the 90 minutes. You know, there's the Daleks trying to activate all the volcanoes on the Earth to cause mass eruption and extermination. There's the Cybermen working alongside the Master, and it gets a little bit chaotic, but it all converges together in a trap to capture the Doctor, and the Master wants to become the Doctor, and he's able to do so by forcing a regeneration and transferring his consciousness inside the Doctor while she's vulnerable. And he does it, and he also has a slight wardrobe change, which was a nice little homage there to classic Who with the stick of celery, Sylvester McCoy's outfit. It was wonderful. But he got what he wanted to do. He wanted to become the Doctor, and he was able to do so. But things, you know, never go to plan with the Master, and he didn't anticipate how clever Yaz was going to be. And Yaz, being Yaz, was able to think like the Doctor and recruited the Doctor's previous companions, Tegan and Ace, who had a presence in the Centenary Special. I was glad they were able to have a full slot, which was amazing. I was worried they were going to be cameos and stuff, but they had a big presence in the special. And they were able to, using their own devices and stuff, they were able to work together to stop the Daleks with the help of Graham. You know, Ace and Graham as a team-up was amazing. I really liked that. It was such a good idea. We also saw Tegan save Kate from cyber conversion. I was worried about Kate at one point, but she was able to save Kate and get her out of there. Yeah, it was just so chaotic. That's why I'm making this video, just to explain a few things. Just go over, you know, some little plot details that you may have missed. But for those who aren't familiar on Classic Who, just to touch over this plot point, there is a little bit of awkwardness between the 13th Doctor and Tegan and Ace, and that is because they didn't leave on the best of terms. Now, with Tegan, she left at the end of a serial back in Classic Who where she witnessed death and destruction from the Daleks, and it put her off from travelling with the Doctor. And, you know, after losing Adric as well, you know, Adric was name dropped, which I thought was amazing. You know, she never heard the Doctor again. Now, not obviously having, you know, Big Finish being counted, because unfortunately it looks like Doctor Who is ignoring that. You know, she hasn't heard from the Doctor since leaving. And same with Ace. Now, Ace hasn't had her exit officially canonised up until now, and in terms of TV canon, she left after an awkward, you know, falling out, and they never had contact again. And this led to a very nice little lead up to cameos from Sylvester McCoy and the one and only Peter Davison as well, which I thought was amazing. It was so well done. And it allowed the 13th Doctor's body to merge with the classic Doctor's and kind of reach onto a level that was very nostalgic, not just for the audience, but for the companions as well, which was very tearful, to be honest. And it was so nice to see classic actors given the opportunity to play roles again. And speaking of classic Doctors, seeing Paul McGann and David Bradley as well during the Doctor's afterlife, which is something to bear in mind. It could be something we see again in the future, because obviously the afterlife is you know, something that hasn't been explored in terms of Gallifreyans in the show, so we get a glimpse of the afterlife. But now let's get back onto the plot, because we've gone over the nostalgic stuff and explained how that all fits in with the story. Let's get back onto, well, what caused the Doctor to regenerate. Now, obviously, with the Doctor, you know, eventually saving the day and using all of a vast amount of friends to stop the Daleks and the Cybermen, there was a matter of, you know, to deal with the Master. And the Master escaped 1916 Russia and materialised back in his TARDIS, or teleported back to his TARDIS, and was able to get back to the like the cyber-converted planet, and upon doing so, well, he used that energy thing, that energy beam, to mortally wound the Doctor. And obviously when the Doctor's, wounded beyond repair, the Doctor does begin to start regenerating, which obviously does lead a very tearful farewell to Yaz. Because obviously Yaz has been there since the 13th Doctor crash landed on our screens all the way back in 2018. And they have a very fond farewell. They have like a last date of sorts before Yaz is dropped off again on Earth and attends a Doctor's survival group by the sounds of it. And there are a few cameos there as well. We see Ian Chesterton, which was such a brilliant surprise to see. For those who don't know, Ian Chesterton was one of the first companions in Doctor Who history. He travelled alongside the first Doctor, alongside Barbara and the Doctor's granddaughter Susan, which I thought was amazing. We had Bonnie Langford, who played Mel. She was there, which was amazing. We also obviously had Ace, Tegan, Dan, Graham, and we had Joe Grant as well. Katie Manning reprised the role, which was amazing. I was so happy about that. And, it was nice to have that monologue transition over to the regeneration. Now, this is the main purpose of the video. Why I have made this explanation video. Because I know a few people are like, whoa, what's going on? Why did the Doctor's clothes transform as well as the regeneration? Like, with the body. Now, we did see a trailer for the 60th anniversary, which was, obviously teasing what's to come next year. But it does look like that there was an outside interference with the regeneration, and I'm guessing this is to do with the Celestial Toymaker, who is going to be played by, none other than Patrick Neil Harris, which is amazing. I'm so excited for that. Or Neil Patrick Harris. Sorry, I completely got the name wrong there. I'm just that excited explaining the ending. But obviously with the regeneration being interfered with, the Doctor becomes David Tennant once again. Yes, it was leaked months ago. It seemed too good to be true, but it happened. In a very nostalgia-filled episode, we got the re-emergence of an old Doctor, which is certainly going to raise more questions than none. Now, I can't answer all of them, but let's just face it, we're seeing a new incarnation of the Doctor played by an old face, which has been set up in the 50th anniversary, so that could be explained through that, but I think the most logical explanation is that, there has been outside interference with the regeneration, similar to what we saw with the Master forcing the Doctor's regeneration in this episode, and there we go. That is what we got. We got a forced regeneration, again of sorts, where we saw the Doctor's appearance being forced to be David Tennant's, which I think is going to be amazing, and I can't wait to see what's in store. So with that being said though, I know again with these videos I'm a bit all over the place, but I record these right after watching it, and I just want to explain a few things which I feel like need explaining just a little bit more. So with that being said though, thank you very much for tuning into this video. I've got a few more planned for today, obviously, because there's a lot of Doctor Who news. But I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for all the support, and goodbye for now.